Hello everyone, how are you doing? So I hope all of you are following some tips which were discussed to be followed during this season, and I really hope that those tips are helping you as well. So in this video I would like to talk about the Ayurvedic perspective of Navratri fasting and how all those instructions that are being laid down by our ancestors are actually pretty healthy and which should be followed in this season. So, as we've already discussed, that this is a season where acharyas tell us to avoid overeating and really take care of keep your appetite in mind and eat only when you're hungry. Take very good care of portion and strictly do not overeat. So I think it perfectly makes sense that one should fast during this season because it is going to give all the benefits for it. So let's just discuss certain things that are being told to be taken during the Navratri fast and how helpful it is according to Ayurveda. So the first and foremost thing is that one is not supposed to have the usual grains, that is wheat and rice, and instead of that we are supposed to be taking all the millets like amaranth and water chestnut, plant and millet sources, samak rice, buckwheat flour. So all these millets are really rich in nutrients, and they also keep you full for a long time. And except for buckwheat flour, that is the kuttu ka atta, all the other flours are cooling in nature, so they really balance the pitta. So it is good, to take a break from the gluten-rich diet and move to something gluten-free and something which is easier on the stomach, and also really nourishes your body with very very good essential nutrients. Okay, so and then yes, sago, sabudana and makhana, which can be used as khichidis and snack also. All both of these things are very cooling in nature, so great for pitta. So the only thing which I do suggest is that whatever you do not cook in ghee, do not cook in oil or deep fry your delicacies. Many people are fond of puris and pakoras at this time, but if you're fasting, that is not a very good option. Rather, I'd suggest that make chapatis or porridge, and take care that what you're cooking is also equally light and pitta balancing. Okay, so the next thing is dairy. So some people also abstain from milk, basically all animal sources, but milk is recommended for fasting. It is also very good because it is deeply nourishing for the tissues, and it is the great pitta balancing layer from a beverage. But I would suggest not to have it cold or refrigerated. Always have lukewarm to warm milk, and have milk as a diet, as a meal in itself. It should not be combined with any other form of food, especially fruits or something salty. And in Sharad Ritu, you can have milk even in the afternoon, or maybe you can have a glass of milk in the evening and skip dinner totally, or you can mix these with grains, with samak rice, and make some porridge out of it, or sabudana porridge. All of this is also greatly pitta balancing. But yes, do not overcook or process milk too much, because then it will become very heavy, increase your kapha, and then again lead to certain imbalances like congestion and cough and everything. Okay, and you can also add a little bit of nutmeg and star anise and fennel, cardamom, and kesar to milk to even fortify it, making it a little lighter for digestion. Okay, and then add ghee to your diet. Very very good pitta balancing condiment that we have. And avoid curd strictly, as I have previously mentioned also. And yes, off and on you can take buttermilk if you really feel like. And then let's come to vegetables. So all root vegetables are recommended during this time, and it makes complete sense because all the root vegetables, most of them are pitta balancing, especially sweet potatoes and yams, and um, also all this water chestnut, which is also a common delicacy during this season. So it is good to have root vegetables. You can bake them or you can roast them and have. But the only thing is that these root vegetables may increase vata, like cause a little bit of gas or bloating. Because they're a little dry in nature, so always cook them in ghee with a little bit of anardana, ginger, cardamom, cumin, all these things, so that it is a little easier for you to digest it. And always drink warm water, so that there is no vata imbalance or indigestion post having these things. And of course, fruits, all the fruits are recommended, and all the berries especially are very good because they also act as a natural laxative. I would suggest not to have sour fruits during this season, and it is always best to opt for seasonal varieties. And all the fruits during this season are sweet in taste. So again, it does make sense. So you can go for a complete fruit fast, or like you can choose, however. But yes, pitta people who have pitta prakriti or pitta imbalance also do not have very rigorous fasts. Even vata people who have kapha prakriti or kapha imbalance can go for a longer periods of fast. But again, in fasting, I would suggest it is a great time and opportunity for you to listen to your body and plan your fasts accordingly. You don't have to go follow anything blindly. Just see what suits you best, and your body yourself is your best doctor, is your best friend. So it will always give you indications, and if you don't hear it, it comes out as a disease, and disease is just another way of your body telling you to pay attention to it, right? So you are your best judge. Definitely follow these guidelines, and make the best Navratri detox for yourself. And I really hope this helps. And if there is something great that has come out of these guidelines, do share, and I would love to hear from all of you. Thank you so much. Take care and happy Navratri.